Baruch Hashem Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Baruch Hashem Yahushua. Shalom, family. Today I want to talk about serving the Most High Yah in sincerity, being dedicated to living a set-apart life, and not looking back once we understand the truth of Yah's word, that we are to abstain from lawlessness, that we are to obey the set-apart scriptures and the commandments, that we are to walk in newness of life and to abstain from sin and wickedness. We understand this. We have to follow this. We have to be dedicated to a daily life of righteous living, and we cannot look back. And today we're going to talk about never look back. This is the title of today's lesson, and we're going to cover a few scriptures that focus on this. And we'll start in Genesis 19. This is one of the main cautionary tales here about looking back, and it concerns Lot and his wife and his daughters, who were brought out of Sodom and Gomorrah because it was to be destroyed for wickedness and lawlessness and perversion. And when Lot and his family were put on the outside of the city, they were told to flee. Verse 19, it says, of Genesis 19, verse 17, rather, and it came to be, when they had brought them outside, that he said, escape for your life. This is the message that Yah has for all of us. Escape for your life. Do not look behind you or stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be consumed. So don't stay anywhere near lawlessness, near sin. Don't look behind you. Don't long for your former life, for the wickedness that you took part in, for the wicked heart that you possessed. Don't look to pick any of that back up or to preserve any of it. It said, escape to the mountains lest you be consumed. Because if we look back, we will be consumed. If we try to hold on to something that Yah told us to get rid of or has delivered us from, then we will be consumed. Because Yah determines what goes into the kingdom, what comes into the set-apart place, as he has described to us in detail in other places in the scriptures. Noah can only take what Most High told him to take. Only certain people can go into the holiest of holies and the temple. All this symbolizing that the Most High Yah determines what goes into the set-apart places. And if we're going to be in the kingdom, which is a set-apart place, in fact, the set-apart place, the kingdom of Yah, then we have to understand that we go through his commands and what he says we can and cannot do. Not what we think, not what sounds good, not what somebody said, but what the scriptures teach us. So we go on to continue in Genesis 19, or verse 26. It says here, but his wife, this is Lot's wife, looked back from behind him, and she became a post of salt. Her heart longed for Sodom and Gomorrah. It was something there that she longed for. And, a lot of people have their problem. There's something they used to do in the world that they long for, and they want to try to bring it back and, defend it and do what they want to do and tell you why it's okay to do, instead of praying about it and desiring totally for the Most High Yah to lead them. They're just going to do what they got to do. And one thing you can't do with Yah is thinking that it's better to ask for forgiveness rather than permission. You can't do that with Yah. You may be able to do it with man, but you won't be able to get away with that with the Most High Yah. You will do what he says do, or you won't be a part of his kingdom at all. So she looked back, and some say she's still looking back to this day. There is a pillar of salt on Mount Sodom that many say is Lot's wife. In fact, that's what it's called. Okay. That's Lot's wife. Still looking back. And this is a cautionary tale for us, that we cannot look back into the world, into what Most High has delivered us out of. If you go to Luke 17, verse 32 and 33, when Yahushua was talking to his disciples, he warned them, remember the wife of Lot. So important that he's still talking about it. And then he goes on to say, whoever seeks to save his life, his former life, shall lose it. If you want to preserve something, keep something that made you feel good, but was against the commandments, then you're going to lose it. And if you lose your life and willing to give everything up, no matter what it is, then you shall preserve it, because you're giving up your former self and former life for the Most High Yah to walk in newness of life. And there are many people who want to continue to do the things they used to do in the world that made them feel good, that they, felt good about and had fun with. And then many try to wrap it in a religious or righteous garment to say, hey, this is set apartness. This behavior is set apartness, and I'm going to tell you why. And then go on and on and on about why this is right. But they're not going to quote any scriptures to you because there's none supporting the activity. And the Most High Yah tells us to keep a sober mind, then we are to keep a sober mind and keep in control of our faculties so that we don't open portals to demons and how Satan to get in and bring in all manner of foolishness. If you look at 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 21 and 22, this talks about people who want to turn back and look back. And what are they like unto? It says in verse 21, for it would have been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than having known it, to turn away from the set apart command delivered unto them. It's better if you had not known anything and stayed blind and sleep than to be awakened to the truth and then turn away from it and still want to live the way you used to live, like somehow that's acceptable. It says in verse 22, for them the proverb was proved true. A dog returns to his own vomit, and a watched sow returns to her rolling in the mud. And we don't want to live like that, and we don't want to for that proverb to be referring to us. So people try to hold on to their former lives, to their former traditions. They can't even let go of the names. Many people who understand that Christianity was something that was forced upon them and that we don't practice religion anymore, claim to have fled from the religion, but want to hold on to everything that the religion was formed around, the names and all of those things, that the foundation of these religions, and they want to hold on to that. And it says nothing wrong with those names because there's English translation of those names and we speak English. When the names have zero meaning as they are, whether it's in the King James Version, all these translations that are out here that don't have the sacred names, don't have the Ibrit names, so that you are not even uttering the Most High's name. Yah is his name, Yahuwah. And, with these titles, which if you research it, actually is referring to Satan, Baal, and other things that are not related to set apartness. If you research and you pray about it, you will see, hey, we have to drop these names. We can't hold on to this. The Most High Yah and his son, Yahushua, the Father's name is in both because Yahushua said that he is in the Father and the Father is in him. And we have been awakened to our language and what these words and even the symbols mean. And it's very important to have an understanding and to study and show ourselves approved in that way. And the Father's name, Yah, Yahuwah, I, the self-existent one, is important. The Son's name, Yahushua, the salvation of Yah, or Yah's salvation, is very important. And people just, because they want to hold on to tradition, will argue you down about these names and why it doesn't matter. When you see many times in the scriptures that the Most High gave people their names, because to him names do matter, and these names have meaning. Okay, we can go in all kinds of lessons about the meaning of the names of the prophets, of many of the people in the scripture, and how those names even pointed to prophecy. Okay, so we can't just keep going with tradition. Tradition is going to get a lot of people lost. We have to let go of those things and lose those things, and trust and not fear, because it's scary. I know it's scary. I'm speaking from experience. It is scary to let go of things that you have been programmed and conditioned through the tradition of your fathers, and been taught from youth. And that cognitive dissonance is very strong. Even when facts are presented, you still cannot accept it. You still want to hold on to something that has been proven to be false, because you're so used to believing it. And it is not easy to unbelieve. But that is why the scriptures are here. That we don't look back, that we don't try to save our lives. We have to abstain from the wickedness that we did or took part in our former lives. We cannot think that we got set apartness because maybe the way we dress or some of the other things that we might do that seems like we're really putting in work for Yah. But then our personal lives, like the scripture says, it is a shame to even mention what they do behind closed doors. We don't want that to apply to us. We have to have the right spirit. We have to walk in newness of life. And the scripture teaches us we put new wine in new wine skins, not old. We cannot preserve our old lives and try to put some new way and live in our old lives. It says that those wineskins will burst if you try to put the new wine in the old wineskin, and both will be lost. So we don't want to be in that position. It's important that we have that mindset. I'm not going to look back. I'm not going to try to return to my own vomit again. And, everybody has to examine themselves and understand, what? I can't live like this. This is the way I used to be. And, it may be different for different people, but it's something that you are trying to hold on to. If it be that the Ruach is convicting you right now, then he will tell you what these things are that you have to do away with, that you have to repent of and be done with. And the Most High will give you the power you need to overcome Satan, to overcome his devices, to overcome his fiery darts, his temptations, and all those things that are promised to come upon us and us to be faced with. But we are promised the power to overcome, a way or means of escape, and to boldly come to the throne in time of need. So it's very important here that we examine this and we don't turn back. And if there's temptation that you are facing, or something that the enemy is really pressing you with, you have to get your prayer life in order and your studying, okay? And consult with Yah and not man. Don't just listen to everything somebody says. You have to go by the scriptures. What sin is, what are we to avoid, how are we to live, instead of what somebody think and talk to you for over an hour about why something right and hadn't really mentioned any scripture supporting it. It's just as something they did before and they want to keep on doing it. It's not the way we live. If we want to make it in, we have to live that set apart life We have to understand that the Most High Yah has an expectation of us of righteousness, and that we have to be doers of the word and not hearers only. Hallelujah. May Yah add a blessing to his word.